Can you teach me how to draw legs? Why, yes I can. Okay, so first of all, what we're going to draw a simple pair of male legs. To start off with, we're going to draw the basic male pelvis. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a bar, like so, with an upside down Mount Fuji underneath. That's what it looks like. We go like this. Mount Fuji underneath. So now what we can do from here is start drawing our guidelines. So from the center of our Mount Fuji here, we can draw a line straight down and a line straight down from here. So I'm just going to tilt this one out a little bit so the leg's going to be facing a different direction. This one's going to be straight, this one's going to be a little bit to the side. And I'm going to draw a circle here at the knee. And then the basic length from there to the knee is going to be the whole length of the rest of the leg, including the foot. I'm going to come down and I'm going to draw a triangle at the base there. And this side I'm going to come down as well and draw a triangle at the base there. Okay, so now let's start adding some shape to our legs. So with males, you want to think more angular, harsh angles. So I'm going to put a point halfway through just to give me a little guide. So from the top here, I'm going to go out to there and then back down. Same on the inside, out and then back in. Then I'm going to put a little bit of a box shape over here and put brackets for the actual knees. Okay, now this is interesting for the calf muscles. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line across for the angle of the calf, but I'm also going to draw the opposite line for the ankles. Watch this. So from here I go out and then down, out and then down. So I've followed the points of my guideline here. Now for the ankles, I'm going to go put in little lines either side for the actual shape of the ankle, and then we join them to the feet. You can smooth it off a little bit. Now I'm going to draw this leg. Now it's going to be slightly tilted out a little bit. So again, I've got my guide here. I'm going to put in my guides down here. So I'm going to go out and then back, out and then down. We've got our knee, so I'm going to put in some brackets for the knee. And now for our calf, we're going to go out and in, out and in, and then we've got our ankles, which join up at the feet. And you can smooth it off a little bit. Make it look all nice and organic, but you want still sort of a bit more of an angle. Okay, so say your character is a superhero, you want to add in some muscles. So what you want to do is you want to think of three. Tier, triangle, tier. I'll show you what I mean. So we've got over here our bulk of our thigh. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a tier that sort of joins almost at the knee and comes up. Then we've got a triangle at the top here, and then another tier. And these bits are actually also part of the leg muscles, but because we've drawn our tier, triangle, tier, they naturally fall into place, and that's our muscles. Same on this one. Now this one is going to be slightly tilted, so I'm going to have a bit more of a gap over here. So I'm going to draw my tier, my triangle. I'm going to bulk this one up on the side a little bit, and then another tier over this side. And it's going to bulk out a little bit and come in. And again, there's our muscles on our leg. Here's a fun fact for you. Did you know that your legs take up about half of your body? It's true. Look here. If we use the legs here to measure our handsome male model here, where do we get these amazing models from? You can see that the whole body is measured in about 2 legs high. So when you think about it, your groin is actually about your halfway point. So bear that in mind when you're drawing your legs so that you make sure you have the right length. Okay, so let's start off by drawing a pair of female legs now. So what I'm going to do, just to make it a little bit more interesting, I'm going to get a tilt of the pelvis just a little bit, just so we get a bit of a better angle and we can play around with the shapes a bit more. Okay, so first tip for the pelvis, Superman logo. I know, I'll show you what I mean. So on the side here, let's draw a Superman diamond logo, like this. Now, you'll notice that the hip is tilting up a bit, so this side's going to be holding most of the weight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line straight down, like so, and it's going to curve in towards the center. So imagine the little line here for a center of gravity, and the foot's coming in. Now what I'm going to do is halfway, I'm going to put in my knee. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come curving around and going. So imagine there's a line at the base of the crotch here, so I'm curving out to that, and then I'm coming in to where my knee is, and I'm going to make this part actually quite straight. Okay, with females, you're going to have one side of the leg really curved and the other side's going to be a bit more straight. Not dead straight, but just not as curved as the other side of the leg. As you can see here, so we've got a nice curve out and a bit of a straight edge here. With the knees, we're going to go a lot more simple, just putting 2 little lines like so. Now, with the calf, I'm just going to put in the rest of my guides here. Again, we can have our guides for the cut. This time we're going to go a lot smoother, not so harsh angles. We're going to just sort of taper it in quite nicely. Helps make it look like a feminine leg. So here we go. So this side's going to come out and it's going to go down and look rather straight. Now, like I said before, so this side's going to be rather straight. It does curve a little bit, but it's not as harsh of an, whereas the male we sort of went dip, dip, whereas this one's, it's sort of just a nice, subtle, smooth line. Yes, very pretty, very pretty. And of course we've got our angles at the base, we're showing at the foot. Okay, so this leg, I'm going to actually have it go out a bit. Now here's a little trick for you. If your leg's going to the side, put in a little bit of this lightning bolt. I'll show you what I mean. So we've got our halfway point there, we've got our guide for where the pelvis is going, and I'm going to draw a lightning bolt, like so, with my triangle at the base. Why I did this, it's because it gives me an idea where the straight side is and where the curved side is of the leg. So again, I've got my pelvis here, so I'm going to go out a bit and then join down here at the knee. Now it's a sideways version, so we're just going to put in one side of the knee and this side's actually the edge of the knee. And then from the groin again, we come and curve in almost straight and then it joins to there. This time, this side is going to have the curve and this side's going to be mostly straight. So I'm going to put in on a straight line straight down and this side's going to curve out and down. So it gives us that lovely contour to what the leg looks like. And we've got our legs sideways, so we're only going to see one ankle and there's our foot. Now just another little tip with females, less is more. Now with males, we drew the muscles and made it all bulky, and that's what you want for your males. You want harsh angles and bulky lines. Whereas with females, you want nice curved, slender lines that make it look really pretty, really feminine. And if you actually draw muscles on the legs, it sort of makes it look less female. So don't draw too many muscles on your female. Unless they're like a barbarian and they have really big muscles, you don't need to draw muscles on the female legs. Okay, that's all well and good if your character's standing still. Let's put in a few little quick poses just to give them a little bit more action. So let's say we've got our male here and let's say he's running. So I'm just going to put in a quick little shape over here. We've got our pelvis with our line and upside down Mount Fuji. Okay, so I've put it on a bit of an angle to make him look like he's running. So with running, the knee is the closest part. So I'm going to draw a big shape here for brackets for the knee, and then I'm going to curve into that from my pelvis line. And then the base of the leg, you're not going to actually see much of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in a bit of a foot, like so. Now, because the center of gravity is changing, this line is going to come down and curve to where the center of our character is. And then again, we draw our, I'm going to put in brackets, our bulky leg coming behind and getting thinner and smaller as we go further back, joining with our foot. But what about if someone's kneeling? Let's draw a female again this time. So I'm going to put in a Superman logo over here. Now because I'm going to be going on a bit of a different angle, I'm going to make it more 3D shaped. And then I'm going to have a leg out and then a leg down like this. I've got my knee and it comes back to my foot. Whereas this one, we're just going to see the knee. And again, we go from our points on our Superman logo, bring that around, and that's going to come back to our foot. Whereas this one, we've got our Superman logo here. I'm going to come out, and this time they've got the knee, and this time it's going to come back to the back of our body, not this point here of the Superman logo, but to the back. And that shows where the leg's going to go. So remember, if your character's on a bit of an angle, just draw your pelvis a little bit more 3D so you can know where the points of the leg actually go, as you can see here. Okay, so now I'm going to get my marker, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark in all the lines that I want to keep, and then I'm going to rub out all my guidelines because I don't need them anymore. So let's get down to it, shall we? Now, if you want to see some more figures running, jumping, kicking, doing amazing stuff with their legs, make sure you check out my comic. So go to the link in the description right now to get your copy of Antispire. So there you have it. Determine whether they're male or female, draw the pelvis accordingly, then you've got something to connect to. If you want to learn how to draw some more dynamic poses, make sure you check out the videos on your screen right now where I go in depth on showing you how to draw male and female dynamic, interesting poses. So check them out right now.